How's it going? This is Eno. Welcome to this particular video where I will unveil my most recent purchase. I've been alluding to this in a couple of videos in the past as something big that's coming up, and this is it, the HK45. I hate to be a slave to pop culture, but I'm telling you, a few years ago when I saw the movie Book of Eli, and I recognized his pistol immediately as the HK45. At that particular time, it was very, very new on the market. I think even for the filming of the market, they probably got one of the very earliest commercial HK45s. In fact, they may have even gotten pre-production model. I'm not exactly sure the relationship between when that movie came out and when the HK45 hit the commercial market, but it was very, very close. Ever since I saw that movie and ever since I saw the HK45, this is a gun that had to be mine. And let's go ahead and open it up. This is it. Haven't fired this gun yet. This is new, brand new, fresh out of the box HK45. There it is. The HK45 was developed for really kind of two reasons, or kind of two different criteria going behind the development of this gun. The first and primary reason for developing the HK45 was that it was developed to meet the requirements of the U.S. military Joint Combat Pistol Program in the mid-2000s. Basically, during that time, the military came out with a program that was meant to replace the current 9mm Beretta M9 as the standard issue service pistol for the military, and to replace that with a .45 caliber ACP pistol. The HK45 was specifically designed and developed by H&K to compete in that program. The secondary reason why this gun was developed was as an improvement to the USP45 platform. It was basically an evolutionary process, taking that basic platform and evolving it to the next level, which of course resulted in the HK45. The basic principle behind the U.S. military Joint Combat Pistol Program was to replace the Beretta M9 with a .45 caliber ACP pistol. The program was subsequently disbanded in 2006 when the military pretty much came out and said that it was going to cost them too much money to replace the Beretta M9 as a standard service pistol. And so no decision was made at that time for a new weapon, and the Beretta M9 continued as the current military pistol. H&K decided to develop the HK45 for commercial law enforcement markets. This gun is made here in the United States, even though HK is a German-based company. In 2010, the HK45C, which is the compact version of this particular pistol, was adopted by the U.S. Naval Special Warfare Command, which includes the Navy SEAL teams, as their standard issue sidearm. The gun includes a 10-round magazine, two 10-round magazines, .45 ACP, and retails for about $11.50. So this is an expensive gun. A couple of the features I like about it, and a couple of the improvements over the USP45, is that it has replaceable back straps, a much more ergonomic feel to the gun, a Picatinny accessory rail, and more ambidextrous controls like the slide stop lever and magazine release lever, and also the safety lever can be placed on either side of the gun. Like the Beretta M9 in the 1911, is a hammer operated gun which can be fired both single and double action. It has a decocking lever here in the safety. If you pull the safety lever all the way down, it will decock the gun without firing it. It has a safety in that position, which if the gun is not cocked, you can pull the trigger, but the trigger will not break to fire the gun. If you are in the cocked position, the trigger simply will not work. And again, we have that. Here we would be in the firing position. Pull the lever all the way down, it will decock the gun. This is a deceptively light pistol for how big this pistol looks. It's dang near the size of a 1911. For how large this pistol looks, it is deceptively lightweight. It's a polymer grip pistol. It's highly textured in the grip. In fact, as a person who loves to put Talon grips on my Glocks and things like that, this grip is textured to the point out of the box stock that I doubt I'll ever do anything to this pistol. To break this gun down is fairly easy. Drop the magazine, rack the slide back just to check to make sure it's clear, which it is. Kind of a la Glock style, you will pull the slide slightly back so that this particular notch in the slide, which normally would be used to rack the slide all the way back, kind of line that up with the slide stop lever access, poke it through from the other side, and pull the lever out. And then you can break the weapon down. The rest of it is just like any other normal pistol. You can release the spring and then the barrel, very similar to a Glock or a XDM or a Smith & Wesson M&P. To replace it, basically just the exact opposite of what we did. Again, line that notch up with the hole there, replace your slide stop lever, get your hand out of the way so you don't pinch it, go ahead and decock the gun. The gun is ready to fire. You'll notice up here there's a lot of grease on here, factory grease, that there's a little O-ring around the front of the barrel, if you can see that. This O-ring helps to stabilize the gun inside the slide, the barrel, excuse me, inside the slide. And so the barrel doesn't have the room, kind of the extra slop, if you will, to move around very much inside the slide. It stabilizes the barrel much more. This allows the gun to be far more accurate and dependable as far as accuracy goes because that barrel is stable. With the pistol, it comes with one already installed, and here in this little bag it comes with a whole bunch more of these little O-rings. I don't know exactly how much are in here, but I would say probably on the neighborhood of 6 or 7 of these in there. I don't know exactly how many are in there, but a number of them are in there, along with the replaceable back strap and a small tool. And this will allow you to replace those O-rings if and when they wear out. These are high temperature O-rings, so they're not going to melt or burn up when you shoot the gun a lot and get it really hot. But again, there are quite a few replacements in there, and they're relatively inexpensive in case you ever need to buy more. A lot of people might look at this, and with the whole having to remove the breakdown lever for a field strip, and maybe that little O-ring, will look at this and say, oh, well, a Glock is so much more simplistic, and that's what's beautiful about a Glock, its simplicity and whatnot. I'm telling you, as the owner of a Glock, this gun is in a whole different league. As far as fit, finish, features, and feel, what I call the 4 F's of a gun, this particular gun leaves a Glock in the dust. Its accuracy, its recoil dampening system that it has, just catapult this gun into a whole different level. It's still a pricey gun, in my opinion, a little overpriced for what you really get, but still I wouldn't think twice about spending the kind of money that it takes to get an HK45. It's got glow-in-the-dark night sights. The HK45. If you haven't shot one yet, I highly recommend doing it. If you can rent one, or if you know someone who has one, take it for a spin. The recoil dampening system that it has in it is just phenomenal. This thing shoots like no other 45 I've ever had. You know, in looking for a 45 caliber pistol, which was my reason for buying this gun, I looked at a lot of different pistols, including perhaps buying another Glock or a 1911, and I decided to go with something very different, the HK45. The cool thing about the HK45 is that the grip to slide angle is the same as a 1911. So if you're familiar with that relationship of the grip to slide, the HK45 will feel very familiar to you if you're used to shooting a 1911. The other nice thing about this gun is that it has a lot of those modern amenities like a textured grip, replaceable back straps, Picatinny rail, lots of deep grooving in the slide to grip it, like you want modern guns to have, as opposed to some of the more simplistic 1911s. Of course, you can go out and spend a lot of money on a 1911 and get some pretty cool features. But as far as kind of what you get for what you buy, the HK45, in my opinion, feature-wise, was definitely feature-packed. You know, I considered getting a 45 Glock, but I mean, I already own 3 Glocks. I own a 26, a 19, and a 22. The 22 being a 40 cal. So I own some 9mm. I own some 40 cals and Glocks. Buying the 45 caliber Glock to me was just buying another Glock. It really wasn't adding anything to my collection. I wanted to go in a slightly different direction. I wanted to get a different type of gun into my collection, and definitely the HK45 was it. I hate to say that I'm a slave to pop culture, but when I saw the movie Book of Eli, I knew this was a gun that I had to buy. I recognized it right away. It's a phenomenal gun. If you haven't shot one, I highly recommend it. The HK45. We're going to be doing quite a few videos in the near future with this gun. Range videos to come. I don't think I'm ever going to do a detailed breakdown of this gun. It's a little bit too expensive and a little bit too nice. I think if this gun needs serious work like that, we're going to let the professionals take care of that. So there you go. The HK45.